Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for enduring these last two blogs. You're probably like, wow, this guy can really talk his ass off. But no, I really like, again, this is more of a fairly heavy topic, and the article was fairly good. So there were some points that I wanted to touch on, as well as my own personal experience I wanted to tie in together. So that's kind of why it's a little bit longer. So, but thank you guys for bearing with me. I really appreciate it. So, let's see. The last point, what was he talking about? Yeah, so I want to talk actually about the last point, one of the last points in here, and then I'm going to kind of just give you my synopsis on what I feel about the article. So, the last point he makes that I want to touch on is he talks about how girls. I'll just read the point. So he says, for this reason, think about how rare it is for a woman to be asked out on a date. Women get approached constantly. Okay, they get complimented constantly. They get invited out to clubs and parties and events and whatever's constantly. But you know what the difference is? Those men are not you. Those men are not putting in the effort to actually discover who she is. Those men are not taking the time to express interest in her and doing something together that would allow you to actually have a conversation. So basically, what he's saying is those guys that are always courting girls at clubs and try to pick a girl up at a bar, those guys aren't putting in the effort to really get to know a girl. They just want to know the girl for the night, basically. Basically, sleep with her and that's it. So guys out there need to put forth more of an effort to get to know a girl rather than just do the whole go to a club and pick a girl up thing, which I agree with. And this applies to me as well. Okay, so I've probably been guilty of this to some degree where I didn't probably put in as much effort into getting to know a woman as I probably could have or should have, for whatever reason. But I think the biggest thing too with me that may not know or understand, and I think people in general don't realize with me, is that I'm introverted by nature. So I generally like being in my home. So if I had a choice generally between going out to a club or going out to for drinks, even if we're going out for coffee, or just you coming by my crib and we just watch a movie and then we talk and then you leave, I'd rather have you just come by, we watch a movie and then you leave. Just because I just prefer to be in my home. I've always been that way. So know if it's a Capricorn thing or just a Michael thing, it's just always been my thing. But again, I am open to going out and getting out of my shell and doing different things because I've gotten to a point now as I've gotten older where I want to try different things and do a bunch of fun stuff, and I think that's kind of been my mode now. um and I mean, I think women also got it confused too, and from the standpoint of that I'm desperate to be in a relationship. I'm not. I love my life, I love my career. I have a lot of things to be thankful and grateful for. I have a great support system of friends and family that I hold dear and I love. So I'm not in a position right now where I'm desperate for a relationship. What I would like is to be able to meet someone who compliments me and I compliment them. Like, I think the mistake that I made when I first started dating was I was looking for a woman to be my balance. And I think that's too much pressure to put on another woman for them to bring balance into my life. The onus is on me to put balance into my life, not for someone else to do that. And I think I got my mindset on dating was jaded to some was not proper. And I put a lot of pressure on situations with women and then they fizzled out and I left myself being frustrated. And then I got to a point where I stopped doing that. So now I'm not desperate. I'm not like, oh my God, like, I need to meet someone. No, I'm not even in that mode. I'm open to being in a relationship. But I'm not in any rush, and I think last year, definitely there was periods where I wanted to be in a relationship. And there was periods where I didn't. And the year before that, I didn't want to be in one. Did not have any interest in being in a relationship. In 2013, yeah, I hated any. If you even mentioned girlfriend to me, I wanted to puke it. I would have literally puked in your mouth because that's how sick I was of relationships. So again, that's just kind of how I felt about it. So to bring it back to the article and to give you my full take of it, I do agree with some of the points he made. I do agree that some of his points are valid. That we have lost sight a little bit of dating and relationships and how those work, and being able to formulate good relationships and handle rejection. Because rejection's a good thing sometimes. Sometimes being rejected, it isn't a good fit. And again, I think I compare now dating to the job market. You know, you have to adapt or die and adjust to it. People are floundering and struggling in the job market. Not because they're not qualified, not because they're not capable, but because they're not willing to adjust to what the market is. And they're not willing to accept that the market has changed and they have to change with it. And I think dating is the same thing. People don't realize that they have to adjust and change. And I had to learn that really quick, you know, that I had to adjust my thinking and not put a bunch of pressure and expectations on dating and stuff like that. Like, I don't, when I go out on a date, the onus and my goal is to have fun on the date. And hopefully when I go out with the person I'm out with, that they have fun. Even if, let's say, we don't have a connection afterwards or whatever. Like, I'll put it to you this way. I've gone on a fair amount of dates, and a lot of them have fizzled out, obviously, because I'm still single. But I would like to think that they can't say that I was boring or they didn't have a good time. They just didn't see me as someone that they could build something with romantically. And in that case, I can live with that. But they can't say, oh, Mike was boring as fuck and we had nothing to talk about. Because they can't say that. Because if they said that, I would look at them like they're on coke. That they literally did a rail on the toilet, because they can't say that. You know? And again, I mean, it's all about perspective for me, and it's how you look at it. You know, you can look at dating as this bullshit situation and it sucks and you'll be single forever and I hate life and blah 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 and all that kind of shit. Or you could look at it as, you know, a good thing. You know, it's all about your perspective. Like, for me, I look at it this way, and I'll kind of maybe wrap it up from this perspective. If the worst thing right now that I have to deal with in my life, as it stands now, is me going out on a date with a woman or me meeting a girl and them not liking me, or them liking me and then not liking me anymore, then that's fine. Because I work at 2 homeless shelters in the city. I work with clients who have disabilities and can't find work, and some of them haven't worked in over 10 years. I have clients who've been homeless and been kicked out of their homes by, you know, there's countless other stories of people who have gone through or are going through worse shit than I am. I'm very lucky and blessed that I get to come home to my place and I literally have everything I want in my place. Most people don't have that. I'm lucky enough that I get up in the morning and I get to go to a job that I love and that I'm passionate about. Most people can't say that. So if the worst thing that I have to deal with is a girl rejecting me, not to say that doesn't bother me or won't hurt me a little bit, because I'm human, I'm not a robot, but it's not going to affect me to the point where it's going to make me bitter and frustrated and I'll never want to date. You know, everyone has to make choices. Everyone has to do what's in their best interest. And that's my firm belief, you know. So I think I'll leave it on that note. I'll let everything I said simmer and blend and mix in your brain. But I really hope you guys like the blog. Again, the article, I have it posted on there, so feel free to read it. Feel free to comment, give your opinions, anything good or bad. If you agree with what I said, if you don't agree with anything I said, that's totally fine too. I love discussion and banter. It's always good. I love hearing different opinions about it. So yeah. So I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for watching this. I really hope you guys watched it, and maybe if you guys are feeling bitter about your dating experiences, maybe you can watch this and think, you know what, it's not that bad. And maybe the time will come, I'll just, you know, I'll find that person. It's just a matter of really figuring out a way to navigate through it all. Okay, so this is me signing off, Big Mike signing off, but thank you again. Take care. Peace.